Hello everyone and welcome to State of the Game number 124 on the 12th of June. Episode 1 is going to be free for all players coming in July. Expeditions are new, so they're free events with new collectibles, treasure rooms, environmental puzzles, unique boss mechanics, I like that. There's 3 locations which unlock one after another. Once you've finished all 3 investigation areas, the reward is a treasure room with plenty of loot, we like that. There's also a mastery system where you complete various challenges to earn a rating. And you get rewards based on your performance, so expeditions are going to be new. There's a new mission, Manning National Zoo, so you would have started to see some of the new art for that in the conference. There's a lot of cool stuff. So you return to the Roosevelt Island to face the leader of the Outcasts, Emmeline Shaw. Camp White Oak is also another new mission, where you face the Black Tusk. There's the Pentagon coming in episode 2, The Last Castle. So we'll have more information about how that's going to go down in future streams. There will also be the second raid. That's coming in fall, or autumn for non-Americans. Episode 3, we are going on a manhunt to Coney Island. That's coming early next year. There was also a trailer for that, and you saw the end snippet of it right at the end. What I didn't cover in this little video behind-the-scenes excerpt is that the Division 2 is coming to Google Stadia. We're freaking cool.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that.
Yes.
The Division movie, also, we haven't talked about that in ages because we aren't making it ourselves. It's going to be made in conjunction with Jake Gyllenhaal and Jessica Chastain, who are featuring in it. Directed by David Leitch, who directed Deadpool 2. So if you liked Deadpool 2, maybe you'll be excited about that. But that was news to me. I didn't know until the conference that it's being made together with Netflix. I don't want to overlook the current issues that are in the game. And I love being the ire of a lot of folks out there. Currently, the one that's sticking out is the bullet registration conversation that's happening right now. I don't mind being in videos, but I do want to make sure that we give you up-to-date information about those things. So there is some inconsistency present when using the weapon, when using any weapon in the shooting range. We talked about that last week, and we are investigating exactly what that means for other areas of the game. The investigation is happening right now. We talked to some of the members of the production team. I don't have an update for you on what's being executed there, but it's being looked at right now. So thank you for talking about it with us, and we will continue to do our part as well to make sure that we get the most up-to-date information, even though I don't really have too much news on it right now. These things take time to fix, but we will update you as we can. TU4 is coming next week. I can't tell you exactly when that's happening, but it is coming next week, so that's pretty cool. The immunity to damage in PvP for a short time when player is in cover and uses a medkit. We're aware of that one too, and we're investigating that. The first week completion reward for the arm patch not being given after you complete it. There is a partial fix for that right now, and there is an investigation for a full fix. Frederick Thailander stopped me and said, hey, do you have the ability to just update people on one other thing that we've been seeing on Reddit? And he told me, after seeing a bunch of threads about on the PTS specialization weapons looking like we are nerfing them. That's not the case. There might be an issue with the way the balance is being, or is working on the PTS, but the intention is not to nerf them. In fact, it's likely the opposite, to make specialization weapons really powerful and cool. Some players can't craft exotic weapons with 500 gear score, and we also know about that one.
So my name is Rasmus Kinslicher. I'm a game designer. I work with progression. I've been working mainly with crafting, recalibration, gear and items, and modding. One of the big issues that we've been looking at for this update was the gear mods, where we saw that you could stack the generic type gear mods through all your slots to get like 1 or 2 stats really, really high. But to do that, you usually have to like farm in weird places or have a low level alt, etc., etc. And like the game is mostly fun when you play like on your maxed character, right? We still have the type requirement that an offensive mod goes in an offense slot, offense mod that is, and for defense utility the same, of course. What we removed was the system protocol category requirement. So you no longer need to have a protocol utility mod in a protocol utility slot, but rather any utility mod goes into that slot. So we saw that it was a little bit too hard to get mods that you wanted, and then when you got them, you also needed to find a very specific gear piece to get that 1 out of 6 mod slot category matching, and we wanted to open that up to make it easier to make builds. Yeah, so what we did there was to reduce it, and as long as it's blue or red or yellow, then it's gonna fit.
Okay, so are there changes to generic mods?
Yeah, so that's the other, it's a little bit of a hug and a hammer approach. So in the last update, we already did a balancing change to buff the high-end mods to orange, because they were underperforming. And then we also brought the blue ones down a little bit. And now, as a second step here, we're making it so that high-end gear won't accept generic mods anymore, because they were breaking stuff in weird ways, because you could stack them unintentionally. So the offense, defense, utility requirements, they're there for balancing reasons, mainly. And yeah, so we decided to, we're bringing these up, we're buffing those mods, we're also making it way easier for you to equip them. And then we figured that, we can remove the generic mods from that equation, because the purpose of the generic mods is actually to give you something in the campaign. So you can try it out, get accustomed to the system, and even if you're replacing your gear on a high frequency, you can bring your generic mods with you pretty easily. But when you hit endgame, start to make builds, min-maxing, then it's time to find the more specific mods that give you maximum power towards what you're building.
Okay. All right, so if you were to kind of sum up those changes, what's the design goal for that?
The design goal is to make it easier and more fun to equip gear mods in the end game.
A new exotic holster?
Yeah.
I didn't know about this until I read it just now.
What's up with that? Yeah, it's the Dodge City Gunslinger's holster. So this is one of the exotics that you create with crafting. And that means that you have the little crafting quest, so to say, to acquire the different components and everything. So weekly mission rewards, if you're at gear score 500, you're going to get 500 stuff from them.
Yeah.
And we also did that to named enemies in all hard and challenging missions. So they've been bumped. So if you're gear score 500, you're going to see 500 loot drops from these enemies.
The PTS closes on Friday, so get your playtime in before then and give us all that data. Free weekend between June 13th and 16th. This weekend on all platforms, you can get the game at the discounted price between June 7th to 24th. So you might be here being like, is the Division for me? Well, you can try it out this weekend for free.